International, won the European Championships twice in the last 2 years with the England A side. We got to always scratched on the first break though. White in off into the corner. I was about to say he won the. Well, he got to the final runner-up in the European Singles Championships as well earlier this year in Bridlington. Clough also having a very good year, IPA Tour professional, and won his first major event with the win at the recent Sky Sports Professional Masters, which is currently being shown weekly on Sky Sports. Lee just checking the rules with Jack though. Quite interesting that Lee checking the rules with Jack. If I pot a ball, I don't have to be on it, do I? Because it won't be my set. And the answer is no, because it's a free ball essentially, because you get one shot to do what you want with. And because it was an open table, it's still an open table now until the first ball potted in what is essentially open play. As I was saying yesterday, it's all about playing the right shot at the right time, and Lee is certainly capable of doing that. Plays one into the right corner as we're looking first. Just screw across the table, I think, for the two. Let's just run forward and stun run through. I think he's played for the one on the bottom here. Obviously feels there's enough of an angle to play onto the red into the other corner. I was able to screw directly back, so good shot. Should be looking at first frame on the board here, really. Didn't want to flick the edge of the black, it's ended up moving the black towards the right hand side rail. Preferred it to have been just off the rail to make this run out slightly easier. He's left in have a nice angle here, can come across the table and drop in behind the black here. Almost perfect. Drop this black in down the rail. The corner pockets are playing quite generous, so you can afford to just overcut it slightly Almost playing it into the far jaw, and the ball should still drop. Didn't need to touch any draw at all, because that's gone straight in the heart of the pocket. So looking at the layout of the table, with a decent break there, cue ball obviously run to the side rail, but I was going to say that the way the layout's gone, I was always thinking that Lee was going to take red. And that's actually, knowing this, he's played the red. And that would only work if it was a plant. He has to be on red now. First ball potted in open play. Directly into the heart of the pocket there. He's overrun that. Just probably overrun that by 2 inches. Leaves this red now quite straight. He wants to be closer to the ball line with the cue ball, just to give him easier position off the red ball. He's got 2 quite tricky reds at the moment. This one, bottom right corner of the table, just covered by the yellow, doesn't go into the right middle pocket, the right corner pocket, but if he can drop on it, then he could play that ball into the middle. I think that's what he's going to try and do here. He's going to have to control this very well, because he wants to drop in just below the black here to play that red on the right hand side into the middle, which would leave him in position to play the other red into the other middle pocket. Be interesting if you can control this here. It's come off too quick. He's ended up round the back of it. As it happens now, he is on the red, but very, very difficult now for him to take the clearance from here. And he's one very, very good pot on this red into the middle. Queuing down on the ball as well. Wow, what's he played? That's a clever shot. Very clever shot. move this one difficult yellow now off this first shot here, because he's got enough angle on the yellow to middle to move it. Well, he got missed. Pot the yellow first though. He's taking his eye off the pot there. So it opens the frame up now. Then Lee Clough, you should see him running these 3 remaining balls out that he needs to put him into a 2-0 lead. £800 to the winner, 400 for the runner-up in this singles event. Not bad for what is essentially a £20 entry tournament. Good fair people have stayed around to watch this as well. It'll be Jack's break in frame 3. Did keep the wife on the table just about. A red finds the pocket. Lee was almost out of his chair. Sat himself back down, but keeps Jack at the table. He really only has the option of, well, he could play the combination onto a yellow, but it looks like red to me from here. Good shot to force the position for the red to the corner again. Lee tapping his hand on the tee. You see Lee sat down in the background, just tapping his hand on the table there when Jack played that shot. Got a little bit unfortunate there because he now can't play the red to the corner, and it's moved the other one across. Sometimes Jack plays very, very aggressive, and it can be his downfall at times playing that aggressive because it's left Lee an opportunity at the table. But I have to give Jack his due. You know, he's tried to take the finish out there, and he has got a touch unlucky when he's trying to develop those last 2 reds. The cue ball just running away from the red ball in the corner. He has left it there for insurance. If Lee were to fail to take out these yellows, then he'd fancy Jack being in prime position. He's landed on this one quite nicely to the corner. The only pocket that it went cleanly into, really. Just runs off 2 rails there, sends the cue ball back up table. He's got the... I thought he might have been playing for the plant, but he's going to just nudge one of the yellows across. Whether he can see the one over the pocket clean, I don't think he can. He's looking at the plant still. Again, grimaces there looking down at this yellow, but I think he should be alright. I think he's concerned here that cue ball is obviously going to be running around the table just a little bit, and whether he can get down to the bottom of the table without making a collision with one of the reds. Touch aside should do that. Didn't need the side, he's just played it through with topspin. Not landed perfectly on the black, but he should be alright. He's got a cut into the corner. You'd fancy him, or you'd back him to knock this in. Good finish, very good finish there. But Clough's taken out, so another slight mistake there from Jack has led to this 3-0 deficit now. He needs to get his... Best break we've seen in the match so far. 2 reds potted. Absolutely obliterated the pack there. I think both sets don't look too bad here. I think, in fairness, if he can pot this red to the corner, then he's going to go red. If he can't pot this one to the left corner, then of course he can... Actually, the first shot after the break, he can play it almost like a carom here. He can play the yellow and red contact at the same time. Doesn't matter if he makes contact with the yellow here because it's an open table after the break. But he should be able to pop that in anyway, actually, looking where it is. It does move the yellow. Has the insurance here of the red over the middle bag, which is why he wasn't too concerned too much about trying to leave the cue ball to the left of those yellows. Look like little tap-ins from here. think he wanted to play the one at the top of the table here first, but he's just run slightly out of ideal position here. Left more of an angle on the ball than he wanted, so it's meaning that he's having to go for plan B. Really like the way he plays. It's much more deliberate and assured around the table than perhaps Jack Whelan, who's a bit more aggressive and more into the flare shots. Lee just tends to play the right shot at the right time and tries to play the correct position each time. But every time he's been out of position so far, he's been able to recover quite quickly. I think that's one effort where he has run out of position there, right plumb behind the yellow. Can't see the black, can't even see the edge of the black here. So a little bit of thinking perhaps required now. He's looking at the one cushion here and he's looking to pot this. Don't think there's any point playing this shot if you're not looking to pot it because of the way all these yellows are placed. Oh, straight in to the corner bag. Gives Jack Whelan a chance then with 2 shots. Good clearance so far from Jackie. Hasn't really had much table time in this match so far. So good to come out of the blocks now as he has and take out this finish. They were there all for the taking. I mean, to be honest, a guy of Jack's calibre, you'd expect him to take the balls out from there. I don't think he's going to disappoint, as this black ball should follow that last yellow into the same corner pocket, and it makes it 3-1 to Lee Clough. Then game on. So Jack Whelan then break in frame 5. I've not luck with the break so far. Opts for the slightly different break. Opts the same technique that Lee had last time, actually, just hitting the top ball as hard as he can. It's worked because he's potted red, which keeps him at the table. Black almost finding its way into the middle pocket as well, but just staying up. Sure what his plan is for these two yellows on the right hand side and the one down on the bottom cushion at the moment. The one on the bottom cushion possibly passes the red to the corner. But these two down the side rail don't plant, unless he fancies making them plant, of course. This one obviously does pass because he wouldn't have played position for it otherwise. He may be able to play the top one, the bottom one of these two yellows now directly into that corner pocket. It's good positional play. At the same time, the cue ball, natural path to try and nudge that other yellow out of the way. No, this time he hasn't taken his eye off the pot in trying to develop the ball. He's just left the plant available to the middle. Sorry, the double available to the middle. Forced to take this on now. Did have the insurance before of the yellow over the corner bag, and he could have played the yellow into the bottom right corner if it had managed to drop in behind it, but now he's forced into taking this double. Right in the heart of the pocket, just needs to stop on the cushion, doesn't want that to bounce out too far. A lot of right hand side played on that ball to swing the cue ball back behind the red, and Jack getting back to 3-2 here. A very, very good break and finish there from Jack Whelan in this final. Certainly hotting up now. They opted in for that hard break again, this time not working. So even Stevens it could be after this frame. I think he was holding for the one to the corner, but he's got the one along the rail if he needs to. not wanting that ball to drop. Want to leave it nice and safe in the corner, because those 2 yellows just above Lee's first red here, not passing into the corner pocket. I mean, the left-hand side one of them looks like it might go to the top corner if Jack could drop in behind it, but it's a tricky positional shot to get there. Not sure of the intention there. I mean, obviously putting the cue ball distance, but just probably trying to tie those 2 yellows up a little bit further. That's the black out into the open now. I think Jack may have to take the one on the top right corner here now, into the yellow on the top right, take that into the top right corner pocket as we're looking. He has the opportunity to develop those. Oh no, he can play. Can he play these directly? Almost as a planned. Just moves them into position, knowing that Lee's got one tricky red on this right hand side anyway. Jack just happy to just control the table, control the pocket at the moment. Interesting to see whether this yellow on the right hand side does pop to the corner. I think position's tight. It might be only from this position here where Jack can actually pop this yellow. Correct, it also clears that path now for the black into that corner. Possibly here, I think he was thinking of trying to get in between the gap of those 2 reds and play the yellows to the top right to clear that end of the table first, and then just made it easy for him to drop onto the black. So Where the cue ball is now, looks to me as if Jack's going to have to play the one that's hanging over the left bottom corner pocket. That's a great shot. He's done well there to move that out into a potable position. I think there's a gap as well, just to stun the cue ball. Just somewhere where the little triangle of reds are in the middle of the table, right between Jack's two yellow balls. If he can screw directly into the red that's right in the middle of the table, just before that, should be able to see his yellow. That's gone right across the table, and he's gone right almost in to the middle bag. Certainly not making it easy for himself from here. Black easily goes into the bottom right corner. I think that would be his choice of pocket. The cue ball's going to have to go around at least two rails here now. I think there may be a gap between the bottom red and the one in the centre of the table, so he can get to the left hand side of the table. He should be alright. No hassles. Comes back across. He plays a slightly different positional shot just to get onto the black. He can drop this into the probably the left corner now. He's not happy with position again. Shaking his head. Tutting to himself. Just chalks his cue again. Very, very, very good recovery there from Jack Whelan. Great shot, great clearance to level this up at 3 apiece then. Not a good break. The red to corner the only option from here at the moment. To be honest, at one point I thought he got quite close to that yellow and couldn't see the red, but obviously can. He's not worried about that. He's just trying to get the cue ball back towards the middle of the table here. Play this red just below the black first, I think, into the pocket that we were just looking at then. And he's got a plant to the middle. Doesn't matter if he overruns position here, to be honest, because he can just flick off the edge of one of the reds. That's perfect. Just screws in some, bring the cue ball back. Got one more red to the corner, middle. Sorry. Needs to screw across the table. It looks quite straight. Oh, he's going to play this off top, off the side rail with a little bit of side to play the black into the Bottom left corner then. Be another good finish from Jack Whelan. It's been Lee Clough sat in his chair now for nigh on 3 racks. Very, very good finish. Jack, obviously with more fans in the arena for this final. A lot of the Derby boys have travelled for this event. There's probably at least 4 Derby teams that entered, as I say as well. Leading for the first time in the match at 4-3. After trailing at 3-0. Hit them well again, but still nothing down. And really the break has deserted Lee here. Just over running position there. There's a door open, so I don't know whether it's speeding the table up or the players are overcompensating because the table's been playing slow all weekend or what. I'm not sure, but Lee looked like he's overrun that for pace by about 6 to 7 inches. Good recovery though. It's good. You have to have one decent shot up your sleeve quite often in these rounds. If you do run out of position, then you've got to find some shot making from somewhere. That's what separates these top level professionals from the average amateur player. Again, good shot making to bring the cue ball back round there. Did catch the edge of the red, but didn't really cause him a problem. I think this yellow just below the black will develop the black by potting in the corner. played that really well, but I think he's frustrated that he's landed on the red, because he's played a really, really good shot there. It's developed the black, it's potted that tricky yellow. Just needed to be away from the red ball, really, to give him better options on the positional shot here. He can roll the red in, but he's going to collide directly with the other one, so he just needs to get a little bit of luck to flick off it and be able to pot it into the same corner. Queuing down on the ball, so maybe he fancies he can screw this back a touch. No, he has just tried to roll it, but it's not dropped. Jack very, very quickly out of his chair there. If he can make the clearance here, that puts him on the hill. Nicely cued. Takes the one at the top of the table. Should just be able to screw back or play off the left-hand side rail for the one to the middle. I think actually he's overrun perfect position here just by a couple of inches. Just needs to be careful. Yeah, he's opted to play short side instead. That's absolutely perfect. Should be no problem here now for Jack Whelan to put 1 foot, or 1 hand I should say, on the trophy. I was about to say 1 foot in the final, but he's already here. That's a good finish again. Good clearance, Jack Whelan. 5 in a row then. Lee Clough with some serious work to do here. He's hit the ball very, very hard again. Is he going to get unlucky as well? Whoa, just stays up on the table. Saying something to Lee as Lee comes to the table. I don't think he can believe that ball hasn't dropped. Both players really struggling with the break on this table this afternoon. You can't say that they could hit him harder, because that would be incorrect. They're both hitting the balls very, very hard and just getting a little bit unlucky. Very, very nicely played shot, that was. Fantastic control on the cue ball. Trouble with that, he was playing for ideal position on 1 ball there, so he didn't want to overscrew it. He's controlled it beautifully in the end. similar sort of shot there, but with topspin. Very delicate. He's had to play 3 very delicate shots in this frame, but he's taken this clearance out particularly well. Will close the gap with this 8 ball. Black back within just the 1 frame then. Lee Clough with a good clearance there. Lee's chance and needs a ball. Is he going to get a ball? No, he's not going to get a ball. It brings Jack to the table. That could be the most important facet of this particular final. Taken red. Finishes there for the taking. It's going to be a little bit of work, but the majority of these red balls are out in the open here. Just a couple of delicate little shots. It's going to get Jack through this frame. Got options here. Takes the 1 to the corner. Background for shape on the 1 to the middle. So I think he's finished a little bit lower on this ball, or higher, sorry, than he wanted to. Preferred to have left himself a little bit straighter, so he could have just rolled it through and played the red to the other middle. Just checking the natural path there now, see if the cue ball comes round off 2, possibly 3 rails. He wants to make sure that the cue ball comes in behind this yellow. And it certainly did. Has he got the pace? No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't at all. No pace. Gets round the back of the yellow, but again, no luck. He's looking to take this into the middle. Well, I don't quite know what he's done there, but he's left this open now. It's going to go hill here. Lee can take these out when he's been given a chance in open play. I can't remember whether Lee has missed a ball in this match. I don't think he has. And he's been faced with an opportunity at the table so far. He's taken out. It's just the break which has been a little bit of his downfall. He's going to move the white. very, very good control here. He's just got these 3 yellows. And the black in good position to knock in down this right-hand side rail. So we will be going hill, folks. I think we're going to have ourselves a decider. Again, beautiful control with the cue ball, just able to just slow it down off the cushion. 1 shot, and he should be in prime shape on this black ball. And it is Lee Clough then to level this up at 5 apiece. So 5 all. We've got ourselves a 1-frame shootout, guys, for the money. Clayton, the 2011 champion, wasn't here to defend his title, Ben Clayton. And once again, oh, I was just about to say it's gone dry, and a yellow finds the pocket. Lee has a little grimace to himself, knowing now that he's relying on Jack to miss a ball. Very, very good shot. Again, just about getting the pace of the table right there. He's put the cue ball right in behind that yellow and developed his yellow into that corner. Lee with some work to do to get out of this one. Wow, unbelievable. He's gone around the full length of the table and missed every single ball. Just need to hit an edge of one of those reds, and you'd have fancied that Jack might well have been snookered because of the way the balls have laid out. He's going to move the... Is he going to move the cue ball? No, he's taking the free ball. I think just checking with the referee that it was actually 2 shots before he got down and played the yellow onto the red. This should be it now. This shouldn't be any way back here from Lee Clough, barring Jack making a mistake, and I can't see it from here. One good positional shot then onto this black. Jack Whelan will be the 2012 Golden 8 Ball champion. There it goes. Jack Whelan is the 2012 Golden 8 Ball singles champion. Now we've got a great story really in that Sam Hurst, also from Derby, won the ladies tournament on Friday night. Then him, Jack and Sam both won the mixed pairs last night. And now Jack with his team is about to play the final of the team event as well. So it could be a clean sweep for teams and players from Derby, and a clean sweep for everything he's entered. Jack Whelan could win every single tournament he's played in this weekend. So team final, the next match, the last match of the weekend, coming up very shortly.